So I have been replaying Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I've been trying to platinum it and get all the trophies. And right now I'm about halfway through hard mode, and it's horrible. So I wanted to talk about this game that I love, but also take a little bit of a break and talk about Vincent, specifically Vincent and his hiding spots whenever you visit a port in Rebirth, because each spot is different, has a unique, different vibe. I love it, and so I just want to take some time and appreciate it and talk about it and show you, because some of these spots you might not have even known existed. So let's do it. So the first spot that we are going to is in the Cosmo Canyon region, and this is a really interesting one because it's really out of the way of Cosmo Canyon. It's a very strange location itself. I love the way the water looks. I love that you're in a cave. It's very interesting. It's just a very nice to look at area. I think it's very pleasing to the eye, which I appreciate. I think the orange and the blues work really well here. Now, for Vincent specifically, this is kind of an interesting spot because he's not super easy to find. And that's why I want to start with this one, because it's not too easy, but it's not too hard. Because initially when you're walking around, you don't really see him. Like, he's not here. So you're like, okay, well, where is he? He has to be somewhere, right? You know, there are other people standing around, other people doing things. But Vincent isn't here. He's not on the dock with Sid. But at the same time, too, there's not a lot of options for him to be anywhere else. Like, there's only so much structures around for Vincent to be hiding. Like, there's not a lot. That leads to us kind of looking around and trying to find him. And it's the only real structure in the area. And when you come over here and you look around, yep, there he is. There he is. He's hiding. And I have to say, this is quite a good spot. You can only really see him if you walk all the way over here. Anywhere else, you can't see him. It's a really good hiding spot, and he has a great view of everything too. So overall, I think this is a great spot. This is a great hiding spot for him. He's in the shade. You know, he has a great view. And I'd give this spot a solid 8 out of 10. You know, I think he could do more to hide, but all in all, it's really good, and it doesn't really get any better than that. So the next spot we're going to be going to is in Gungaga. And so this port is really interesting because it's right in between Gungaga and the desert where the Golden Saucer is. And this port has a lot going on. There's a lot of people here, there's a lot of shops, a lot of activity. It's great. And so this is the area where you spawn when you come to the port. There's Sid, and oh, yep, there's Vincent. There's Vincent. Now, I really like this port. I think this is a very interesting port, and I like how much energy there is here. But Vincent's spot here, very boring. Not interesting. He's literally just right there. He's not really even trying to hide here. He's just in the shade, which is nice. But, you know, there's not really a lot else going on here other than him just literally standing right there. So, because of that, I'd give this spot, like, I don't know, like a 2 out of 10. Like, it's nice that he's standing there and, you know, he's in the shade, but he's not trying to hide. So, it's not interesting. And he was too easy to find. So, I think the port is nice, but not Vincent there. Now, the next spot we're going to be heading over to is the area by Costa del Sol. So it's the port in Costa del Sol, and it's the first port that you really get to after you unlock exploring the ocean. And you know, the port itself is literally in Costa del Sol, so there really isn't a lot of port to begin with. But I will say, when I first loaded here, when I was playing through the game the first time, I did not see Vincent. I kept going and I thought that he just vanished somewhere. And it wasn't until I actually looked around a little bit more and actually found him, and I was like, wow, that's actually kind of a clever spot. He's in the open, but it's a little hard to see. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of other people missed him here, because he's in a pretty good spot. So if you just walk over here a little bit, explore, and oh, yep, there he is. It's a clever spot. You know, it's not totally in your field of view, but it's enough for you to like see him. Again, he's in the shade. Great. And it's just like subtly hidden. And I think that there's something appealing about that. You know, it's not like he's really like intensely hiding. It's just a subtleness to it. And I really appreciate that. I think he looks cool. I think he looks good. He kind of blends in with the foliage a little bit. And I think it's good. So I'd give this one a 5. I give this one a 5 out of 10. Because it was the first one, and literally initially when I first came over here, I did not see him. So you get bonus points for tricking me. Alright, so the next spot we're going to go to is in Nibelheim. It's the Nibelheim port. Nibelport, I guess. And when you spawn in here and you kind of look around, you can't see him. So then you might wonder, well then where is he? So right away you know this is going to be a good one, right? It's like a little game of hide and seek with Vincent. Where is he? Where is he going to be? And this is a great port too. It really fits the theme of Nibelheim. It really looks like it's supposed to be a Nibelheim, which is nice. Like the architecture's the same, the vibe is the same. You gotta walk around a little bit and oh, yep, you see him? He's over here, all the way in the corner. I like that he's kind of far from everything. I think that that's nice. I think this is a great spot. I love that you can't see him when you first spawn in. I think that he's very cleverly hidden. And, you know, it's visible enough, you know, where it's really only if you're kind of looking for him, you'd probably see him. My only issue with this hiding spot is I feel like it would have been more fun if he was more hidden. Like, if he was hiding more behind... How do I say this? Like, if these pieces of wood here were taller and completely covered him, so you'd have to walk all the way over here to see him, I think that would be more interesting. So for that, I give this like I give it a 6 or a 7. So the next one we're going to go to is Under Junon. And this one is very interesting. So when I was actually filming this video and I was going through it, when I was looking around, I could not find Vincent. I was walking around here and I didn't know where he was. Like, I was running around like a crazy person, like losing my mind. And I actually was convinced that maybe he just wasn't here in Under Junon. Maybe he just wasn't put here because there's so much going on. It's like a whole town. And, you know, maybe they just didn't want to add him here. And so I was honestly convinced that Vincent wasn't here. And it wasn't until... like, I was really thinking about it, and I was like, there's no way. There's no way that they put Vincent in every single port. He's literally at every port, but he's not in Under Junon. Like, how does that make sense? There's literally no way. Yeah, so, actually, he is here, and I didn't look it up. I actually was able to find him. It's not that hard, actually. Like, he's not, like... It's a very good spot, but... I should have seen it. But it just goes to show how good of a spot it was that I was convinced that he was not here. So yeah, I'm going to show that to you. We're going to jump to that now. So it only took like a little bit more looking around. Like, I had to really slowly kind of look around and try to find him. And, oh, there he is. Talk about a good spot. Now this one, absolutely my favorite. It's so artistic. It's so creative. He's in an area where you can't even get over there. Like, he is so far removed from you that he is out of the map. It is so clever. He looks so dramatic. Like, I love it. It is 10 out of 10. A+, S rank, Vincent port location. I also like that he occasionally is like looking down at his hand and out into the sea, and his cape is in the wind. Like, chef's kiss. This shit is incredible. I love it. And yeah, I think it's my favorite. It's definitely, like, they definitely thought about this one and they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna make this. This is gonna be a good one. So after that one, the next one we're gonna go to is the port in the grasslands. Now, this port is very interesting because I don't think a lot of people probably bothered to go to this port, but it's very nice, and I think the game even knows that because one of the NPCs makes a comment about how, they don't get a lot of visitors.
Well, I'll be. Not every day we get visitors.
But it's a very nice port. There's not a lot going on, but it's quaint and it does the job. I love it because this blue car is here. So when it comes to this spot, when you initially spawn here and you kind of look around a little, you don't see Vincent. So already pretty promising. But there's also not a lot of material for him to work with here. There's not a lot that he can do to really hide in a good spot. I mean, I guess he could have been in the car, but that would be kind of a lot. But yeah, there's not a lot of material for him to work with here, so we kind of have to give him a little bit of grace in his hiding position. Yeah, I mean, you look around a little bit and, oh, yep, there he is. But yeah, hand on his hip, he looks irritated. I would be too, because you don't really have any spots to work with here, man. I'd give this like a 3, I think it's unfortunate he doesn't have a lot of hiding material, but he makes it work, He's in a position that you can't see it spawn, and, he looks good. So another one too on here is the port on Gilgamesh Island. This one I almost forgot about, but I remembered, and you have to sail through the Meridian Ocean even to get here. And yeah, it's a really nice location, and when you spawn, it's beautiful to look around, but again, Vincent's location, brother did not try. This one I actually think is quite unique because he's directly under light, and it's the only location that he's at where he is doing this, like directly under light. I mean, I kind of thought that maybe technically he was still in a shadow because it looks like there's a shadow there, but it's just very interesting seeing him so lit up, as opposed to other locations where he's very purposefully in the shadows and far away. So this one definitely had a little bit more of a interesting artistic take here, Vincent, but all right. I'd give this one like a 2. I'd say it's all right. It's not my favorite, but it's not horrible. I really love the ambiance here. Like, let's just take a moment and look at this. Beautiful. And finally, the last spot is the one at Northwood Port. The thing about this port is that you can only get it when you're playing that first chapter for the Temple of the Ancients. As far as ports go, this really doesn't have a lot going for it.
So much.
But
So
you
much
spawn
tension.
in and you turn around and Vincent's just standing right there. I kind of figured because this is more of like a story-driven port that, you can't really have him hiding. But I think there was a lot of lost potential here. Like, there's all these interesting rocks over here. Like, I think it would have been great if Vincent was hiding behind one of these rocks or around them. I think that would have been a lot more interesting. But, I'll take what I can get. The nice piece here is he does have some fun dialogue lines you can talk to him about.
Being outside is exhausting. I hate it.
But besides that, it's kind of it's a very mid port location for him. So I'm gonna give this a -3. Yeah, I think that they could have done a lot more with this, and it's a little disappointing. And I'd also say some honorable mentions here. There are also a bunch of ports for the Pirates quest that you unlock later in the game. And I thought about commenting on these, but Vincent's in the same position in every single port. Like it's not interesting. Um, they they didn't really give a shit about Vincent in this. So, honorable mention. He is here. He is standing there. I give it a 1. It's not interesting, but the point of these quests isn't Vincent, it's the pirates. So, whatever. And yeah, those are all Vincent's locations. I hope you found this informative and interesting. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.